How's it going, guys? Gabe here with um, RC Cincy, and today I have another review for you guys slash unboxing. We got another indoor drone due to the weather being yucky. It's been rainy. Luckily the temperature hasn't been as bad, but the rain just doesn't help when you're trying to fly and have some fun with some RC toys. So unfortunately couldn't film anything outside, so I have another indoor drone for you guys. This is the Virhuck GB202. Now that's Virhuck. Not sure if I said that right. I gave it my best shot. This is a really small indoor drone. I would say on the a little bit smaller than a mini, maybe on the micro side, honestly. It's really small, yet it is a lot of fun to fly. This particular one reminds me of the CX-10 or something like that, about that size or smaller. I think it's just a rebrand of a design. You can get this in white, red, and black, which is pretty cool. You get to choose your own color. It doesn't have very many options. Basically a 2.4 gigahertz quadcopter with a 6-axis drone. You get 4-channel radio. It does 3D flips. Has 3 speeds, LED lights, and indoor and outdoor use. So that's pretty much it as far as your features go. It comes in a decent package. Drone sits in there. Controller's in there with everything else you need. This just slides in and out. You can keep it in this. It's an okay box. It's not bad. So let's get into the actual stuff you get inside of it. This is a really small controller. It's even smaller than the one I used for the JJRC H36. It's one of the smallest ones I've personally seen. I don't have the biggest hands either, but this is pretty small. I would imagine the best way would be thumbs. It doesn't have very many buttons. In my opinion, this is how drones should be for this price range. They really don't need headless mode or return home, because most of the time it doesn't work. So it's kind of pointless. It's more of a gimmick to sell you something. This is just be honest that, hey, it does flips, it has rates, and you can fly it. The only thing other than that I recommend for a beginner drone would be altitude hold, which this does not have. But it can help you learn throttle management, which I personally need to learn as well. The layout's very simple. You just simply have, the only buttons are actually the trims, which are in the middle and on the right, and then the only buttons besides these 2 trims is actually clicking in the sticks. Your right clicker is flip, so you click it and then choose the direction. It can do it in 4 different directions: front, back, left, right. And then your left throttle stick, by clicking that in, you go through rates. Now it does have 3 rates, which is really cool. It makes each rate is significantly faster. Hi, Biv. This is my buddy, Mr. Willis. He just decided to show up. Now, one of my other gripes is the, AAA batteries. I'm not a fan of that. I prefer AA's just because I have more. Does take 2. There is a screw. I personally just remove them. They're so small, it's easy to lose. There is a little clip. Once you close it, that's kind of clips in. It holds it good enough for what we're using it for. It has a red light. It flashes in the beginning until you bind it, which goes solid, 2.4 gigahertz. Now, the difference between this charger and the other chargers is kind of vice versa. This one will actually light up when you plug up the hexacopter, and it'll go out when it's done charging. On the other ones, you would plug this in first, it would light up, you'd plug in your drone, and then the light would go out and then come back on when it's done. Well, this one is just basically comes on in the beginning once you plug up the drone, and then once its charger goes out. So that is a little bit of a variance. Our instructions are actually pretty decent on this one. You get a instruction booklet which has a few languages, but I do like the way it is written. It's one of the better ones I've gotten so far. It's legible, you can understand it. It's pretty simple layout and details, so it'll definitely do the job in case you need to know, which luckily this one isn't too advanced, so it has, you know, 2 buttons and a couple of trims, and then knowing how to charge it, which I just explained, so you should be pretty good to go. Now as far as, now this is pretty cool. You get this, which actually has the pictures of the 3 different colors. This has your warranty card, steps of doing things, parts, and such like that. It has all the instructions on there, where to go to and everything, so keep that. This is your warranty card. We recommend keeping that with the box. And then you also get a small bag that has 4 props in it, and it also has, oh, I did see something else. Oh yeah, this is, I guess, designed to help you, let me see, make sure, let me double check this. I just seen this the other day. To me, this looks like one end would be to help you pull off the props, and then the other, no, this is just to help you pop off the props. They might be on there pretty tight, considering it's a small drone. I think it's for the props, or the prop guards, one of the two, I can't remember exactly. You get this little tool, which is kind of neat, 4 props, and then a very small screwdriver, of course. They're pretty hard to use in my opinion. It did take off the screw for the controller, which is nice, in case you bought it, had the batteries, and didn't have any tools with you. Put this to the side now. The actual drone itself is really, really tiny. I love it. In the palm of my hand, it is very small. The center of it is about the size of a quarter, the center of it. Now, granted, the arms reach out a little bit further. The blades are real small. It's just generally a small drone. Now, this drone does have a built-in battery. You can't remove it. I would imagine it's probably soldered to the board. It does have an off and on switch. Let's switch on and see the color lights. You got red in the back, blue in the front. Let's turn that off so we don't waste the juice. And these guards are actually one piece. It does pop off. In the beginning, I would recommend keeping these on just keep it from getting banged up. I noticed on these smaller blades, they're so thin and little, you can make marks on them really easily and bend them easily, so be careful, kind of keep an eye on that, make sure they're straight, otherwise it will affect how it flies. Generally, pretty light for its size. It's got a little bit of weight, but I wouldn't say this is a heavy quadcopter. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the quadcopter itself. Just like any of your other basic toy grade drones, you do have to turn on the drone first. I recommend putting it on a flat or level surface. So we're going to, before I turn that on, I am actually going to angle up a little bit. I never fly that good in this little room, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to step it back just a hair, and then angle upward to hopefully keep it in the shot. I'm going to try my best. Now the drone won't be in the shot, but I will. Just like any toy drone, like I was just saying, I apologize, that you do turn on the drone and set it on a flat surface. The lights will begin to flash. You turn on the controller. You want to throttle up, down. It stops beeping. The light goes solid on the controller. The lights are solid on the drone. You want to leave it on a level surface for a few seconds. I think that's how it calibrates in the beginning. And then you just simply throttle up and take off. Now this isn't altitude hold, so you have to throttle yourself. Now in my opinion, I absolutely love the way this flies. I've flown this outside actually, and it did really, really well. So that's rate 1. Let's go ahead and do a flip in rate 1. A little bit further away from me. Whoa. You gotta watch that. You don't want to hit yourself with the drone, definitely, like I just almost did. Let's do another flip. To your right. This is a little bit of altitude. You do have to kind of manage the throttle. It has a slow yaw. Rate 1. Really agile. Kind of that was a really good throttle punch. and rate 1. Now that's 2 beats. That's rate 2. Let's try a throttle punch. Yeah, it has a really peppy throttle punch. Let's go ahead and do the yaw. I can hold her steady here. Go back a little bit. I'm going to start doing the yaw. Which is sped up just a little bit than the first rate, not much. Other than that, it's really pretty quick little drone. Be a lot of fun indoors. And then let's go to, that's rate 3, 3 beats, left clicker, clicking it. And then let's go ahead and do the yaw. Let me get up here so you can see it. I need to really work on my throttle management. Here we go. That wasn't in the shot. About right there. It is sped up a little bit, but not much. Oops, got disoriented there by spinning it. Does not have headless mode. Should have kept better track of which way I was facing. I did not. Now, if you take the guard off, which I really don't want to do, it's even faster. It's lighter. You get a little bit longer flight times. Whoops, and I had the orientation backwards. I didn't even pay attention. So the red lights indoors are bright enough to see. I just wasn't paying attention. Just throttled it. There we go. We're back up. Let's go ahead and do a front flip. That was a little too close to the ground. It bounced right back up. Now it does. Whoa. It does have a lot of throttle punch. Now doing flips with this cage, I've noticed that it does take some of the hideaway as you're trying to do a flip. So when you're doing a flip, I recommend getting a little bit more throttle, especially if you have this cage on. Now let's go ahead and take this off, which I probably wouldn't recommend if you're a newer flyer. Of course I am, but I'm going to go for it anyway, just to show you how much faster it is. There it is, size of it. This weighs not that much, but for being that small, I'm sure it makes a huge difference. Let's go ahead and throttle up. Oh yeah. This thing is just crazy. I'm going to sit back. The throttle punch on it is amazing. It's not that bad to fly. It's just, like I said, I'm a beginner, honestly. I haven't had drones that long. I've only had them for, let's see, I got my first drone for Christmas, and I've bought 7 more since then, so I got quite a few now. Mainly like the outdoor ones, not as good as a flyer with the indoor. The outdoor gives me more room to get oriented and kind of, if I do make a mistake, I can catch it, you know. This thing is extremely fun. And it does fly a little bit longer with not having the guards on it. Go ahead and try to do a flip so fast. That's right. I'm going to take it back to rate 2. And this thing is so quick. And battery does last a little while. So that's 2 beeps. Let's do a flip. It does drop altitude quite a bit when you flip. You got to be ready to hit the throttle during the flip, so well then I over-exaggerated that one. I just kept climbing before I was even ready to flip. But it does take a good beating. Even in mode 2, it has plenty of throttle punch. You can just drop it and hit the throttle and it picks right back up. So it's pretty fun. It is a zippy flyer. This is definitely more of a intermediate flyer, to be honest with you. This is really geared towards, beginners. You've flown a few times, you might be able to get the hang of it and fly it around. It is really fun and zippy. I've noticed all the indoor drones I bought doesn't have cameras. I don't know, maybe if it had FPV, it'd be pretty cool. There we go, we are flashing. So that means you want to land. I'm going to go ahead and try to land. That bounced off the mat, went in kind of hot. So there they are flashing, indicating that the battery's low. What you do is switch off the off switch, and then turn off your controller. That was a lot of fun, honestly. You gotta be careful not to hit yourself like I almost did a few times. Just wish this weather would clear up a little bit, and I'd be able to show you, a few other products I have. Now, this one came in at $14.99 from Amazon. I don't know about this particular brand, but there was other similar ones. Even the local store, Micro Center, that's in Sharonville, not too far from me, carried a version like this. It was just a different brand. I think it was made by Cheerston or someone else, or Chewy. I can't remember exactly. I think it was Cheerston, but basically it was the same price. It was $14.99, same size, same guards. I think it was just, their version of it, their rebranding of it. And it's affordable. It'd be great for just because present or Christmas or birthday. This would be pretty cool. Especially if they have bigger ones and they don't get to fly them as much. You can, sneak this in at lunchtime or, anytime and have a lot of fun with this. The only thing I personally don't like is that there are built-in batteries. You can't, quickly switch one out. I know I opened my mini drone 033 and that battery was soldered, plus it would take 4 screws, and then I'm doing these little clips on the corner of the arms, all 4 of them. So by the time you do that, you'd just be better off waiting a little bit longer and actually charging the battery itself. So it's not real practical to do that. But other than that, it's built pretty well. I've wrecked this quite a few times, as you can imagine. I'm not that great a flyer. They are fun outside. Now if it's windy, I don't recommend flying this at all, especially if you have these guards on. For some reason, that extra added weight takes a lot of its altitude away. But other than that, I really recommend this. Honestly, the products I've tried so far have been decent. I just picked stuff that I liked and went for it, and they turned out to be pretty good. A couple of them, the gripes were maybe the batteries. I didn't like that they were AAAs, or, I'm not that great of a flyer to really test, the stability as good as someone else that's experienced. If I give you more details on it, I apologize about that. I will get better. I will work on my flying. Amazon, $14.99, 2-day shipping. You can't go wrong with that. They do have 3 colors. I did pick the red. So I think all in all it's a good deal. The truck has been here for a little while. I think I'm going to do maybe an unboxing on it and initial thoughts on it. I might bring you that video. I'm going to try to wait a few more days, see if I can get a break in the weather and just go ahead and do the unboxing and the review and test that same day. If not, I'll just separate it and we'll see how it works out. And then after that, I think I'm going to shoot maybe for an airplane. But unfortunately, I'm just waiting on the weather, and hopefully that breaks. I'm going to try to, bring content at least every other day, maybe every day, until, I run out or wait to get new products. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, share, help this channel grow. I'm in the process of going a few places and trying to get a logo designed. RC Cincy, maybe have some, quadcopter boat, something kind of creative. We'll have stickers and shirts available. I'm going to try to get reasonable goals. I know right now it's not taking off like I thought it would. So if I get, just a reasonable amount of viewers and likes, I'll try to give away some of these drones and other RC products I have. Things like that, please comment. I'm not going to pretend I'm the wisest, but I give a couple pointers. Maybe you guys give me pointers. Start a little community. I'm sure there's a big RC community out there, as I've seen on YouTube before. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.